There have been so many superhero films now, I'm sure you all know the trope. No powers, get powers, become a hero. The origin film, or at least the origin scenes. Some films have to skip part of this trope because the powers are built into the character. Such characters have elements of their own mythology, though, which get told and retold. Kal-El, sent to Earth by his parents, as a homeworld he would never know explodes. Gets adopted by a human couple. His powers are already intact and he learns how to use them, follows the guidance of his kindly adoptive parents, and uses those powers for good. He either finds or makes a suit along the way. The Superman origin. Diana, most powerful of the Amazons, perhaps even a demigod, leaves Themyscira to aid the world of man and lead them towards peace. She already had her physical abilities, but I suppose gaining her bracers, tiara, and magic lasso fall under the category of making a costume. With these items, she is truly Wonder Woman, her origin story. Characters like this start off with powers and decide to use them for good. They don't go from powerless to powerful. They start off with their powers intact and make a choice and a costume. Groups are a different story. Several heroes, already active and using their abilities, team up as a force for good, or justice, or to guard something, or to avenge something. The heroes are, for the most part, already established in universe and need no real introductions. The X-Men are a bit different. A mutant goes from powerless to powerful simply by aging. Hit puberty? Bam! Mutant genes kick in, and you suddenly have abilities you don't understand and can't control. Luckily, there are older mutants who can take you in, teach you, mentor you, and, if you're cynical, make you a soldier or a hero, depending on how you want to look at it. The newest mutant acts as an audience surrogate so viewers can get all of the exposition as the mentors explain how things work, but there's no real origin here. To see the origin trope in full effect, let's look at some films and see how characters go from powerless to powerful, make a choice and a costume, and become a hero. A lot will be Marvel, but I will include some Fox and Sony offerings. I will even toss in a well-known DC hero who's gone through a few film incarnations. Here we go. Batman, 1989. He starts the film already active, but through flashbacks we see the deaths of his parents. His origin is heavily implied. Batman Begins, 2005. We see the deaths of his parents right at the start, then watch how he develops skills and fighting abilities, and finally a costume. Full origin here. Spider-Man, 2002. Peter gets bit, Uncle Ben dies, Peter hears the words, Peter makes an awesome costume and starts swinging around and saving people. Total origin here. The Amazing Spider-Man, 2012. More of the same. Peter gets bit, Uncle Ben dies, Peter hears the words, Peter makes an awesome costume and starts swinging around and saving people. Total origin repeated here. Daredevil, 2003. Matt gets blinded by chemicals, discovers his other senses have been heightened. He spends years off camera developing his agility, fighting style, costume, and weapons. Full origin of his powers here. Iron Man, 2008. Full origin here. Tony in a cave with damage to his heart, makes a suit to save his life and escape imprisonment, refines the suit, and becomes Iron Man. Powerless to powerful. Thor, 2011. Artificially rendered powerless after Odin strips him of his godhood, Thor has to become worthy enough to wield Mjolnir and regain his powers. This follows the origin trope, from powerless to powerful. Captain America, the First Avenger, 2011. Steve Rogers shows his courage and heart and is chosen to undergo a special treatment. He becomes a super soldier, going from powerless to powerful. The origin trope is on full display here. Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange, loses everything after a car crash, travels to a mystical place, and becomes a sorcerer. Powerless to powerful. Total origin movie. I could go on, but you get the point. You've all seen an origin movie, or two, or three. It is such a common trope. But is it necessary to have an origin movie, or origin scenes, when introducing a new hero to the big screen? Looking at recent superhero movies, even ones featuring major players on page and screen alike, we've seen films completely ignore explaining the origin of the hero altogether, and I don't think those films suffered for the omission. Black Panther, 2018. We met T'Challa in Captain America Civil War, already fully powered with a costume. We understand his role as protector of Wakanda, and that this role was passed down from his father. No origin needed. But we did see how gaining powers works, as T'Challa had them stripped and returned twice in the film. Still, not a real origin movie, and that's no problem at all. Spider-Man Homecoming. We met Peter in Captain America Civil War as well. He was already active as a hero, fully powered with a homemade costume. When asked why he did it, Peter gave a great answer. When you can do the things that I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you. This sounds like something he might have learned after the death of Uncle Ben, but no Uncle Ben is mentioned in this solo outing or subsequent films with this iteration of the character. Indeed, it is Aunt May who perishes in the third film and gives Peter the "with great responsibility" line. After two previous series with origin movies and various animated series depicting the same origin, it felt nice to jump in and watch an already established Spider-Man, no origin present, no origin needed. The Batman 2022. Bruce Wayne is already active. He has a costume and lots of gadgets and has earned the fear of the underworld. He's been Batman for 2 years. For the first time in a solo movie, Batman has no origin shown on screen. No problem. We all know it, don't we? We didn't need it anyway. We understand what's going on. Now, in 2025, we have 2 more superhero films, one about a solo hero and one about a group. Both Superman and the Fantastic Four First Steps show heroes already active, known to the public, established as heroes, costumes in place. Fantastic Four, through the narrative device of a talk show celebrating their anniversary, have their beginnings and early activities explained in a very expository way, but it doesn't take a lot of time. Neither film is an origin movie. So skipping the origin is possible. How the character got their powers, who they were before they got those powers, why they chose to be a hero, none of that needs to be front and center in the narrative. What we don't want is homework. The Marvels 2023 and Thunderbolts 2025 both suffered from Disney Plus aversion. Kamala Khan, Monica Rambeau, and John Walker were introduced in Marvel series on Disney Plus, so viewers who hadn't seen those series would have no idea who those characters were. Additionally, Black Widow came out at the height of the pandemic and was released on streaming, so if you didn't have Disney Plus, you would not know about Yelena Belova, Red Guardian, or Taskmaster. The only character in Thunderbolts who had an actual appearance in movie theaters was Ghost, if you happened to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp back in 2018. Lots of characters, playing major roles, yet not introduced properly and with no time given on screen to garner audience investment. Kevin Feige has admitted regarding Thunderbolts and the Marvels that putting the focus on Disney Plus shows to introduce new characters made fans feel like they needed to do homework if they wanted to watch new MCU movies. It's that expansion that I think led people to say, do I have to see all of these? It used to be fun, but now do I have to know everything about all of these? And I think the Marvels hit it hardest, where people are like, okay, I recognize her from a $1 billion movie, but who are those other two? I guess they're in some TV show? I'll skip it. I, for one, would rather not see any more origin films, mainly because they are predictable. No powers, trauma, gain powers, make a costume, struggle with the first bad guy, improve, win the second time around, or some variation of that. It gets pretty samey after a while. All I need is to understand the power set and limitations of the hero, and the stakes they're facing. Let the motivation for becoming a hero play out with more subtlety during the narrative, if at all. If a franchise develops, people coming for the second or third film might not have watched the first, yet they can still get behind an already active character without seeing the origin story. This has always been true for comics. You can pick up a Spider-Man book having never read that very first issue from back in the 1960s. You just follow the story at hand and let it fill in whatever information you need. The origin of the hero itself is not crucial. Just like in a cop movie, you don't need to know why the person joined the police force, how they struggled through the academy, how they climbed the ranks to detective. They're just a detective, and they're solving a crime. The same goes for these heroes. They're just heroes, and they're fighting bad guys and solving mysteries and saving the world. Do we need their origin? But what do you think? Do you want origin films every time? Does it depend on the hero? Are there some origin stories you've loved seeing in the past or would love to see on the big screen in the future? How do you feel about doing homework in order to follow a movie? Any and all comments are welcome, so please leave some in the comments section. I would love to read them. Also, if you liked this video and are interested in seeing more videos about entertainment topics of all kinds, leave a like to let me know and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.